Two counties here in Colorado are accused of violating open meeting law. The first is out of Elbert County. A parent in the Elizabeth School District accused the school board of violating the open meeting law there. She won that lawsuit. The second accused Douglas County Board of County Commissioners of violating state open meeting laws more than a dozen times since December. Joining me this morning to discuss these two lawsuits is our 9 News legal expert, Whitney Traylor. Thanks for coming in.
Sure, good to be here.
So first question, in general, are open meetings law by state? Is it county to county? How does that work?
Yeah, open meeting laws are state to state. So we have the Colorado open meeting laws is actually the statute, and that's part of the sunshine laws, which is essentially when you're engaged in public activity, making decisions for the public as an elected official, those meetings have to be they have to be notified. They have to give notice of what they're going to discuss, and then they have to, of course, discuss that in the open so that people can have an opportunity to, one, chime in, but also see what they're discussing.
All right, so let's first talk about the Elbert County case. What was the specific legal issue in this case?
Right. So in this case, the issue was back in September or October of 2023, and the school board had essentially made the decision to resist any vaccine mandates, any mask mandates. And so they said, look, in the future, because there was some talk about resurgence of COVID, we're going to essentially object to that. Well, this parent had went on to the website, and at 2 in the afternoon, that topic wasn't on the agenda.
Interesting.
And then by 6 o'clock, that topic was on the agenda. And so her concern was, hey, if I knew this topic was going to be discussed, I would have went to the meeting. So she sued, and the court just ruled and said, yes, that that was a violation of the open meetings law.
The school district does have options here. Do you expect an appeal?
Well, the superintendent, he did actually say that they were evaluating their decisions and that they would likely appeal. And this isn't a super sexy issue, and it's not exactly high stakes for this particular topic, but for the precedent, for going forward. This is a major issue because so many of our decisions that affect our lives come at the local level from our local elected officials. I mean, that's really, when you talk about an impact on your life, it's really these local issues. And so developing our body of law and deciding what you can and can't do at these meetings is really fundamentally important.
That's what I was going to ask next. Yeah. So does this ruling have more significance in light of our current political climate?
Yes, I absolutely think so, because now what you're seeing is over the last, 5 years, you saw these local school boards doing book bans,
right,
taking all these very sort of extreme actions. And so now if you have these entities, these public entities, doing things either without calling a proper meeting, without giving proper notice, doing it behind closed doors in an executive session, then that's going to be really problematic. And right now, everything is so contentious. We have so much conflict in our society that you want this transparency and accountability more than ever.
We got to touch on the Douglas County case as well. Douglas County commissioners were also sued recently for allegedly violating the open meetings law. Tell us about that case and its relevance.
Right, and so that case is similar, but it's different in that they were accused of, and a lawsuit was just filed against the county commissioners because they're saying that they had 11 meetings where they had secret discussions. And this is really important because here they're talking about a decision to essentially have a home rule. So it would change the way that they govern. And most of the counties that have moved to a home rule, it was initiated by the people. It wasn't initiated by the commissioners. So this one, they're saying, hey, they had 11 meetings. They were behind closed doors. We didn't know what was being discussed. And so that's why they're bringing that lawsuit. So this is, even though this isn't really exciting, I think you're going to see this more and more as the law evolves in terms of what rights we have as parents and as members of that county.
Yeah, it's all about transparency. So we'll see what happens with these two cases. As always, Whitney, thanks so much for coming in.
Sure, good to be here.